Hello folks, Cal Kellogg here. You read that headline right. A major striper poacher was busted. But before we talk about that, let's kind of talk about poaching in general. You know, poaching is a major issue in California and all across the country. And there's really, 3 or 4 reasons that people poach. One is, for ego. That's why you see guys going into a national park and shooting a record book elk or, shooting a record book deer out of season, cutting off the antlers and leaving the rest of the animal to rot or to be eaten by scavengers. That's all about ego. That's a guy who can't get that quality of an animal, legitimately during the season in an open hunting area. So he goes out there and he breaks all the rules. Maybe he hunts at night, maybe he spotlights them, whatever. But he's just ego driven. There's the other guy that it's opportunity. Maybe he's a duck hunter, maybe he's a fisherman, whatever. But all of a sudden, he has the opportunity to grossly exceed his limit, to take way more fish or birds or game than he can ever use. But, he just gets way ahead of himself and he goes way over the limit. He over harvests. It's just greed. It's opportunity. And then there's a third class of poachers, and these are the folks that harvest game for a profit. And they're probably the worst. They're probably the most dangerous because they're doing it for money, which means they're going to do it time after time after time again. The guy who shoots an over limit of ducks because the ducks are available, well, he's not going to have that opportunity every day. But the guy that goes out and poaches to sell the fish, whether he's, getting sturgeon to make caviar from the roe, or he's catching a bunch of trout and selling them, or a bunch of stripers and selling them, he's going to do that time after time after time. And that's where we get these poaching rings. And that's what we're dealing with in this story. Now, this isn't a California story, but partly I want to illustrate that poaching just isn't a California problem. Look at these pictures here. This was a guy that was caught in Massachusetts by the Massachusetts, hard to say, environmental police. And I really like that term, environmental police. Just has a certain ring to it that, it's a real law. It's the police. It's environmental police enforcing this. Anyway, they found this clown fishing the Cape Cod Canal, and he had 50 stripers, which I believe the limit back there is 2 fish. So he grossly exceeded his limit, selling the fish. That's what his whole game was. They caught him with 50 bass, and the fine was $8,000. It probably could be stiffer than that because, again, this is a guy that's doing it for a profit. He's going to come right back out and probably start doing it again. And, when I see a story like this, it's great that they caught this guy. It's wonderful. But it makes me wonder how many stripers are being poached out in the West Delta every year. Commercial fishing operations. If they don't get caught, you don't know. Think about it when the bass bite's good. If we wanted to go out and poach a bunch of bass, if we had a place to sell them, how many could we catch a day? 30, 50, 100. Maybe we do that for the whole month of October. Maybe let's be conservative. Let's say we harvested 20 bass a day for the entire month of October. That's 600 fish. And honestly, that wouldn't be that hard to do if that was our full-time job. And what are they getting for these fish? I mean, there's a lot of profit involved. If you're getting 600 fish, you're getting $10 a fish, all of a sudden, you've made $6,000. Tax-free black market dollars. So these guys are very motivated to keep doing what they're doing. Anyway, in this particular case, I am glad that the Massachusetts Environmental Police caught this guy. I'm glad they find him. And I hope our law enforcement officers are working just as hard here in California, watching out for our salmon, watching out for our stripers, watching out for our ducks and our deer. Anyway, thumbs up to those guys. I know our DFW wardens are out there working hard too. So positive story. Negative story that he was out there poaching, but a positive story that they caught this guy and they made an example of him. Anyway, I'm Cal Kellogg. I'm signing off. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and please patronize all the sponsors to our channel. If it wasn't for you viewers and our sponsors, there wouldn't be a Fish Hunt Shoot channel. I wouldn't be bringing you fishing and hunting news on a regular basis. So anyway, this is Cal Kellogg. I got to finish up my hike. I'm signing off. I'll catch you again real soon.